Got a lot going on today. Bunch of crows, mystical moments, light seers, star child, dancing in the dark, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oracle decks. Okay. Got a lot going on. Oh, okay. Welcome along for the ride. Oh, dancing in the dark, tarot. Question is these. I don't know if you could see how structured that shuffle was going, and then it was very not, right? So yeah, we're going to take them. How are we going to take them? Hold on. Like that. Okay. It's so fun to read tarot this way because it's such a surprise. It's like, oh my God, what are we gonna get? You know, super awesome. You know how I can tell when I'm jumping timelines? When everything gets quiet. And you know you're awake, but it feels like what it does in a dream. Like everything is happening like right beyond a haze. It happened to me enough times that I figured out it's what happens for me when I'm jumping timelines. And that just happened. I'm asking, look at the bottom. Oh, the King of Cups. Okay, King of Cups. This energy is like, I'm saying, he's fresh and he's fly and he knows it, but it's not threatening, though beautiful. It's just very aware, and very present in their body. But what moves whoever this energy is love. His love. His emotional fulfillment. Emotional fulfillment. Love. And emotional maturity and deep psychic gifts. Romantic, you know, all of the things. All of the things. That's on the bottom. Is that, wait. The sun, okay. This is, oh, this is beautiful. This is a rebirth happening. Part of this story is a rebirth. It's a becoming. Oh, that's so beautiful. This is bananas. This backstory is bananas. There's something that there was a shakeup. It wasn't a shakeup. It was an unearthing. It was caused by an idea, an enlightenment that came in the way of something that was you were drawn to, and it fuels your passion and creativity and producing and collaborating and growing and expanding. That happened for this energy, and it caused an awakening and a becoming, the beginning of it, knowing that the next form of whoever's energy this is needs to take place, and figuring out what it is and committing to it, not sitting by and waiting, not being passive, but being engaged and committed, because it's yourself. Like you're holding, whoever's energy this is holding themselves in a way as sacred that they have never done before. And they're in an intellectual, they're in a good place where they're being able to be in alignment with their knowing and their being, and they're acting. So it goes from like this becoming, this shakeup, this shattering, and a restarting and a rebirthing, to the knowing, to the figuring out and crystallizing what it is. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun, and then the King of Cups. So whoever this King of Cups energy is, this is their story. And it could be both of your story. But this underlying is about whoever that energy is, which is Scorpio, but it doesn't have to be. That is theirs, where they are. All right, gosh, what did we get? What did we get? Oh my gosh. It's like a sport tarot reading. I guess it is. It is draining physically. Okay. The Knight of Swords. It's sideways, but I'll show it to you. But it's going into the upright. So it's like this swift, there's this, there you're in the flow of the swift moving action, like energy. It's you're in that frequency of truth, that how part of how it manifests in sensation wise feels good to you, and it energizes you to move forward, to follow through in a decisive way, and it's a way to get to be emotionally fulfilled, because you have to take the bullshit out, right? So even though, and the way you have to do that is to be a witness to what's going on and not identify with what's going on, even though it's happening to you. You know what I mean? And the Knight of Swords is figuring that out, knowing what needs to be done and taking the action and cutting bitches out when needed with no remorse and not with cruelty or unkindness. It's just, it is. It's the consequence. You know what I'm saying? It's the karma being carried out. Yeah, could you see that? That the Knight of Swords is like the justice, is the carrier of justice. So that's sideways, but going into the upright. But look how beautiful this is. Dancing in the dark is the deck. Look at that. This one is silent. This is happening and you're unaware of it. Oh. Huh. Who's unaware? This is your energy. These cards. It's coming toward you. That's what I feel. I feel like someone is being beckoned, and it's happening now, like in there. It's something that they were conscious of at first, like being in awake state, right? But now it's coming to them, and they're seeing signs all over in their awake state and in their dream or meditative states. It's happening on energetic levels now. That's what's happening. And I think it's partially this person can handle it, but is learning about it at the same time and is maybe a little freaked out or thrown a little, just because it's like dissonant a little, because it's unfamiliar. You know what I mean? It feels that way. But it's guided by crown's chakra energy, crown energy, just straight gold, straight connection to the source. It's grounded, it's fueled by intuition. You just know. You just are. And you're just being. Okay. This is the main character energy. So if you're watching this and you are the King of Cups, this is your person. Okay? So that could be you coming towards your person. That's what I really feel like. This is what's about to happen. The Three of Swords. The Knight of Wands. And the Death card. This is brutal, but it ends in enlightenment from truth. The truth is finally going to come out. And you are choosing a new path. A new path is being chosen by both energies. Just so you're ending up at a similar point. Just different paths to get there. You feel me? But for both, there's a rebirth. And for both, there is this compelling, this Knight of Swords turns into the Knight of Wands. So that goes from air, thought, clarity, vision, energy, to fire, fueled, creative, passionate, sensual, satisfying vibration wise, you know, fueled to move. Both are moving, but fueled by different things. So this is like the balance of air and fire. It's getting there. That air element is still being worked on. So that's like something unseen and unacknowledged and unembodied is still needing to be tweaked, opened, filled in. This Three of Swords, though, first of all, it's beautiful. Did I show you, homie? This is the King of Cups. Look at this fucking Sun card. I know. It's a good deck. This just looks sick. If I was going to show it to you, how would it look? And my fingers are in the way. I can't coordinate that right now. It's bedtime. It's dope though, yeah? Visually. There's a coming together. There's a healing. It's like the cauterizing, right? Cauterizing, when you like take a flame and you like burn something, you melt it down, you take it from one form, solid, to liquid, to form a new solid. And that's what's going on. It's almost like both of you are, okay. This is both of your traumas and what you've done to heal and your awareness. They're kindred. They're not using one or the other to heal. They're already healed and healing. There's going to be more healing as their energies come together. But it's not... It's not filling a hole, because that's not healing. Do you know what I mean? It's this. It's healing in the way of growing. So what each individual is doing on their own is taking all this pain, which is, for me, the gold. The gold in this represents the alchemization of what was once pain into purity. You feel me? Gosh, what was I saying? Each individual has taken their pain and has alchemized it. And now the next stage of healing is the growth. And that's what happens. Do you feel me? So the closing up and the healing and that work and that awareness on whatever level, that's in motion. And so next is the rebuilding, but it's the garden. It's each person's garden. It's two of you planting a garden together, side by side, together, and figuring out, really committing to it and figuring out what things can we put together, what has to go over here. It's just like matter of fact. The energy is very measured. No, that's not coming up in these, but I feel it. It's all of the things, and it's maybe scary and maybe exciting to think about, because it's like maybe you didn't even ever know that this is what you wanted. But now it's very clear. You're like, what? Yeah. It's for everyone involved. It's just a deepening of your ability to be in relationship and your understanding of relationship and your commitment to relationship and how that starts. And first that means relationship with self, and that means relationship with whatever you attribute the energy that fuels you and fuels and makes all the things that everything else came from. You know, that's important. And this is that. You can't be here without that. You can't be here without that. And you can't be here without that. And that's what this hangman was doing. Taking a step back. So what's going on right now? Because that tower came in. And it was beautiful. It's all about falling apart to fall back together. And it feels like a new together. Oh, definitely. It's definitely a new together. It's a together that you've never experienced, either one of you, because you couldn't. Neither one of you have been to this place in your own lives, and you've never met each other. It's going to be really beautiful. There's still things happening. I'm hearing, but I'm not sure. Hold on. I'm hearing about the Knight of Swords. Okay, let me just follow this happening in my head. Ooh, is this the Tarot of Mystical Moments? I think it is. Is this our winner? I think it might be. Yep, it sure is. Okay, so this would be considered the bottom. This is the bottom. Bottom split. What came out was the Death card. Again, we got it here. But this is clarifying this Knight of Swords energy. Look at this. It's the growing of the garden. It's the planting of the seeds. It's the plan. It's starting to crystallize the plan. Drawing it out, just thinking about it. How would this work? Okay, I'm committed to this, so let's look at this. Objectively, that's throughout this, and that's that Knight of Swords, being able to balance the knowing and the being and show up in a balanced, measured way. And that's what's going on. It's coming. There's just the blossoming is still happening. Let's see what was on this split. The Ten of Pentacles. This is about things that you never thought could happen. All of the best things. This is about you doing the work and you putting in the work, and you, even if you're in the beginning of it, you've done it enough that you've maintained it. Do you feel me? And you're moving forward. Whoa. The Ten of Swords into the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Swords is the minor arcana, which is 0 to King, right? Of the major arcana, which is death, There's 22 major arcana. It starts with the Fool and it ends with the World. So we're getting all this death. This is the death of clouded confusion, unclarity, not a word. It's the uncomfortable truths and stepping out, taking your energy outside of the bones of it. You can't carry that skeleton. You got to move into another one. You know, your nervous system needs to like replace itself. You feel me? Think of it kind of like that, if that makes sense. So from that to this. So go this way. All this other stuff to this, to the magic. You're starting to see and believe deeper or new in the magic of life and you and energy. You're starting to understand that in a different way than you ever did before, and how you can manipulate it and what happens to you and to what you're focusing on, depending upon what your source of energy and what your intention is. Selfless, selfish. You feel me? You're understanding all of that, and this is generational wealth. It's a legacy. I always feel a little weird, but it is. To me, legacy is the coolest thing. It's your energetic imprint that's going to stay visible for always. It's the one, you know, it's the line that keeps continuing, your energetic imprint and how it manifests into the physical too. You feel me? I hope I'm being clear. Let's see what's on the bottom. The Five of Cups is on the bottom. That makes sense because it's the King of Cups over here is how they're showing up. And this is their energy coming toward you, right? The Nine of Wands. Oh, the Five of Cups. The Hanged Man again. The Five of Wands. And the Nine of Cups. The Eight of Cups. The Lovers. Remember, I think in the very beginning we talked about emotional fulfillment, right? That's what this is. It started with the Ace of Pentacles. It started with steps being taken to a new direction in your life, not including a relationship, an intimate one. It was starting to make moves and like, yo, I gotta do something with it. I gotta do something. Like I'm not sitting still anymore, and starting to put it out there. But unbeknownst to you, it's directly connected with your divine counterpart. Look how beautiful this is. Look at their differences and similarities, but look at their own manifestations of wings. Do you know what I mean? Like this is what you're all working toward. That's what's underneath this. It's tied in. It's tied in. The Eight of Cups to the Nine of Cups, which feels very much like understanding you've been in the 8 if you're meant to be at the 10. This is you emotionally withdrawing so you can emotionally expand and go, not settle anymore for the 8, but go after those 2 the two final bosses. You're going for it. But you don't see it as like it's a challenge, but like your heart is open. You have a new idea of like you're defining things differently. What fulfillment means to you individually. You and your person. This is what's going on for both of you, but in your very distinct ways. It's beautiful. Okay, so then it goes to the Five of Wands, which is literally chess moves. What I'm feeling is that there's something that was, maybe you felt like it was out of your reach. It either never occurred to you or you didn't think it was a possibility. And it could feel threatening to you in some ways. You might be doubting yourself and your abilities in some ways. There's some form of like self-criticism going on. Whereas like it has to do with external from you. You are comparing yourself to something external from you that really ultimately you should be on the same team with. But there's something you feel like is separating. You know what I mean? And you're aware of that. This energy is aware of that and went into the Hangman again. Different Hangman. Because this one is more, because it's going into the King of Cups, right? It's all about emotional healing. And it's a balance. It's like an acceptance of emotions and an acceptance of vulnerability, and you're not looking at it, vulnerability, like it's a weakness, but more like it's delicate, which is not the same as weak. And you're understanding these things more. Or maybe this is, now you are listening to this, you know. But it goes into the Nine of Wands and the Five of Cups, right? And came out with the Death. It feels like rectifying. Like there's a reckoning where this is like, it's been brutal. It's been brutal on all parties. All parties have been wounded. And all parties haven't given up. Felt close to it and feel maybe still stuck by it. Still feeling the sting. But the hope is stronger. There's hope. And maybe you're not recognizing that it's hope, but you have hope. You have faith in something. You're trusting in something outside of you, out there that you can't see, but you're like, you feel it, and you're finally letting yourself make those things that you feel, because you understand it's not emotion, it's sensation too, and that's energy, and you're putting all the science and the math together. You're allowing yourself, you're making all of that more real, right? But there's like, there's a saving that needs to happen. There's this deep healing that needs, that I think that both energies can provide for one another. At the same time, it is also each individual energy It's the energetic frequency, sound that each person's healing wound makes. It's like sound healing. These energies and frequencies, when they are up against one another, they feel like home, and they feel so drawn together, but they're so different, but there's no ego on either side. And that is, it's open. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there's no ego, the energy is flowing and it's grounded. Each individual is grounded. So their energies are flowing and they're dancing, kind of. But you know, it's from them coming together, what that makes is it's like wherever those wounds were internally, and probably in your gut, because this is solar plexus, okay? And that's just where my hands are drawn. This is the light. It's flowers, right? So we're thinking about blooming and planting the seeds like we're saying, right? But it's think of it as light. Flowers made of light rays. That's what the two energies together are going to create, that for one another. They're going to be a source of that. They're going to create it, and then they're going to be it, and they're going to change. They're not going to be able to not be that, because it's going to be so themselves, and they are both themselves, the most themselves they've ever been, and they're able to still be in a partnership, and they're going to be both beacons of it, which is going to just affect every single being or person that sees them or feels their energy or experiences them in any way. Do you understand? It's going to change. It's going to fire neural pathways. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how it works. And then once those open, it goes all the way back for the line, because the time doesn't stop, right? So it goes all the way from this moment where you are, everything that came before, and everything yet to come. You feel me? So, okay. So maybe you were questioning like what was happening and where you were. Like, is that why this reading came out? Is it like a timing thing? Did you have concerns about the timing or the direction that your path was on? I'm trying to, these guys? Okay. Let's see. Rainbow Warrior Oracle deck. Oh! Yes, sir. Okay, this is the bottom. This is the split. This is what came out, number 13, which is also death. 47 and 14, death and temperance. Let me show it to you. I keep hearing a city. I'm seeing like like a splitting of atoms, but that's not what I mean. I mean like an explosion. It's like the coming together of the energies, and they come together and then they're because they're so powered that it into particles and stuff. That's what I'm seeing when I look at this. Like it's like being shared. But I keep seeing a city. Let's look it up because I'm not sure. It feels like a melding. I don't know. I like these cards. They're cool. Divine intelligence. Is that like crown chakra? Is that what that is? Or is it the coming together? Hold on. Co-creation. Love, purity, power, protocol, confidence, recognition. Okay. So keep going on where you are. I don't know if I keep feeling like I have an ear seed. I go to acupuncture and I had an ear seed in and I took it off a few days ago, but I keep feeling it, so I'm feeling like I need that's a alert for me to activate the pressure point without the seed, because some channel in my body needs to be regulated right now. Okay, so that's what I'm doing when I do this. All that to say, that's why I'm doing this thing to my ear. Ooh, it's like weird, itchy. Okay, sorry. Okay. It's broken into 3 parts. So at the root, it's talking about recognizing the divine intelligence, which is equal to the energy source where all of the energy originated from, which we did talk about in the beginning, right? It's to remember that, or to realize that. That's point 1. Point 2 is a reminder that we are physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and energetic manifestations of this. We are the alchemy, right? The body will end, but the energy will not end. So if it doesn't end, when it's in you, what's it doing? It's fueling you. You know what I mean? So the second part is an affirmation that you're dope and that this magic stuff and all of this stuff is real. And it doesn't mean that you're special, because we're all special. It means that you're waking up, which is special. You feel me? Okay. And it's talking about reinforcing your confidence, which is solar plexus, which is what we said with that 5 of Cups, wherever that went, right? All that yellow. The third part is it's bringing, so this is the guidance, I guess. Bring your attention to what the universal truth at play is in whatever your situation is. What is the universal truth at play? Is it actualization? You feel me? Is it abundance? Is it unconditional love? Is it excess? You know what I'm saying? Is it debauchery? What is it? The universal truth wouldn't be those negatives. The divine, so also then to look at the divine protocol you're being asked to follow through your heightened awareness. Okay, so you are getting intuitive hits left and right. You are seeing signs. It is just when you're like, wait, was that? Yes, it was. Okay. And to also make sure you maintain and sustain a level of health that you are able to participate in whatever activity it is for you, whether that's sleep, meditation, whatever things are meditative, you know, that put you in the flow so that you can receive. Okay. There's some still receiving that needs to be happening. And then you'll use that as part of the tending to the soil, but that's not what I mean. Manicuring this, that's not what I mean either, but whatever word I'm trying to say, it's that. Okay. So there you go. This was a cool reading. Thanks for being cool. I will see you whenever I see you again. Ciao, ciao.